Dave will be here to announce in a few minutes, just here for warm up. Also have the tripod in, so there'll be a lot of smooth, but oh, shoot. Erica? 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 Can you text Laura Aiken and let her know that the game is on the Cary Park U13 YouTube, please? You want that?
Huh?
You want that?
Happy to be there. Like, this, I guess.
These individuals can be assigned to administer the roles in their training experiences and qualified.
I understand when I can use it.
What?
You don't think it's just trippy? Are
Well, I'd move away from them a bit.
they there first?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, but it's exactly where you are. Thank you. Pardon?
Okay. Mic's on. Right. Look.
You think I can use this? How excited to get things contextualized as we go here. It's a bit of a late start for me. I'm just coming in late here. Very early power play coming up for our Arbutus club, 10 seconds into the first period. This is game one of a 4-game round robin. Looks like Silas Agonye is going for what I think is going to be a trip. 2 minutes boarding, actually. The first thing I'll mention right off the bat is this might be our toughest challenge in the entire tournament. Our Arbutus club is a prohibitive favorite coming into this tournament. We played them earlier this season, way back in our arena, if people remember that, at a tournament. Coming up short in that one, 8-0. Yeah. Maybe I could just do that. Can't not be next to you. It's our good luck charm. All right, so Arbutus Club's off to an early start here. I heard the shot. I heard the save. Went through the pad of Roach and into the net. Deb. Sorry.
On it?
Yeah. Not a big priority, but why not, right? Thank you. So obviously not the start that Kerry Park wanted here, down 0-1 early on, but we're only 40 seconds in this game, so there's be lots of time to get that back. We have Brady, Duke, and Cole Wakeland out there as forwards. It's Henry Atmore on right D and Landon Zariski on left. Shot from a sharp angle off the helmet of Roach, up and out of play. He looks none the worse for wear. See if I could do this. There we go. Landon Zariski with the puck down low in the corner, battling against two black jerseys. Big Jackson Reed comes in, grabs that out, chip and chase past the defender on the half boards, gets it out in the neutral zone, thrown back in by Adams of Arbutus Club. They put the chase on. Alexander Savage back to grab that, tries to get it up towards his teammate. Puck comes right into the slot, up over the shoulder of Roach. Top left corner and down, and Arbutus is up 2-0 early here. It's a little less than 2 minutes into this game. All right, so lots of hockey to go here. Obviously, 2-0 for Arbutus Club right off the bat. Tough start. Jasper Reed grabs the puck, dumps it in lightly. They wave off the icing, showing a little bit of good discretion there, I think. Was McKamey down with the chance, didn't get the shot away, but was in a dangerous spot. Kerry Park was still zone possession. When Hamilton's sneaking up to poke it forward, one hand down low. Fans still trickling in here in this early start, looking up to see they missed a little bit too much, unfortunately. It's for Kerry Park supporters. Shot, save, made, rebound, just skips over the stick of Jack McKamey. Open net, really good opportunity created there by Silas and other players out there. McKamey and someone else had the follow-up shot. Got right back into the slot again. That time, Silas Agongye there to get a stick on the puck, and shot goes over and out of play. Shot in front. Save made by the right shoulder of Elliot Roach. Want to lose that little corner there, but shot into the slot. Nice one-timer from Arbutus. Goes wide. Shot into the slot on the backhand. Not an awful lot in the initial shot, but actually I think to Arbutus's benefit, it was blocked on the way of the net, led to a more dangerous, chaotic second chance opportunity for Arbutus. That was only a fifth player there, so if anybody's wondering, there wasn't a sixth off screen, so no risk of too many players called against Kerry Park. So the whistle's for icing against Arbutus. Face off to be down in the Arbutus end. Kerry Park down 2-0 before they had a shot on net. Two really nice goals by Arbutus to start things off. Especially that second one was Top corner. No chancer. So nice to see Kerry Park turn around, get a little more offensive opportunities for themselves, balance it out a bit. Now we feel like we have a game going, and we have 3 20-minute periods here, so there's still a whole lot of hockey to go. See if we could start battling back here. Feels like a game. Puck dumped in. Roach out to play it. Kind of bounces off to him, but right to Finley Dion anyway. Finley uses the glass to get it up and to Williams, who tries to get to Wakeland, but held in the zone by Arbutus. A very questionable call, in my opinion, coming up here against looks to be Colton Knight. That might be his first or second or third penalty year. Takes very few penalties. You see the bench not liking it. But something that Elliot mentioned to me this morning that I agreed with is I think he can expect a very, very tightly called game throughout, especially the beginning of the tournament. This being a representation of Hockey BC, which includes Hockey Yukon, I should mention. We say Hockey BC, but it's BC and Yukon. Whitehorse being one of the teams in our division, which I'll get to all that as we go along here. It's a representation of Hockey BC, Hockey Yukon, and by extension, Hockey Canada. So things are going to be called, I think, and Elliot thinks, very tightly, at least at the beginning of the field gets more back into the tournament. Shot blocked on the way of the net. I think it went off the back of an Arbutus player, number 7. I think it went off his butt, fell down in front of Roach. A little bit of high tension down there when the puck's by the goal line, but he gathered it in with his stick into his glove, covered it up. Face off to his right with our left with 1:29 to go in the power play for Arbutus. Their second of the game. They start on the first one almost immediately. If you join us late at all, 10 seconds into the game, and I believe it was 10 seconds into the power play that Arbutus was able to open the scoring. And an absolutely beautiful goal after that, right from in the slot, right up over Roach's shoulder, top left corner and in. And that's how we got to here. And this is the second power play of the game, second power play for Arbutus. It's a high five, not a stop.
Filming your like stop.
Is this your mouth? It's their cousin.
Very, very good friend.
Okay. I 40 seconds to go in the power play. Good puck possession by Arbutus. Nice passing. Surveying the best opportunity for attack here. Down low, back up to left point. Their captain, right point, down low. Nice shot attempt there. Went up and over, but was well placed. Roach was out to challenge. Force a higher shot, which missed the net. We have 10 seconds to go here in the power play. Puck along the side of the net. Bounced off the net, so still in play. Arbutus, good long sustained pressure, but Colton Knight out of the box, back to even strength. So with 13:19 to go in the first, the score remains 2-0. Colton backhanded out of the zone, and all 5 Kerry Park players will change. That will be an icing as the penalty had expired. At this level, you're allowed to change players on an icing. So we have 5 fresh bodies out there for Kerry Park. Likewise for Arbutus. Arbutus is the nominal home team in this game, so they'll get second change throughout. Puck comes towards Roach right off the face-off. He sticks it to the corner where his team's able to gain possession. Jasper Smith coming out of the zone, gets it ahead to Weston McKinnon. First time we've seen an opportunity like this for Kerry Park in this game. A rush, so to speak, a 2-on-2, and stopped initially, but now battled for in the offensive zone and finally cleared out by Arbutus. Silas smartly thinking that pass might have been intercepted by the pressure. So rather than risking giving up a power play, just skates around behind his own net, skates it out himself and gets it 200 feet away from his net. Good work by Silas de Gagne. Cole Wakeland, good work by him covering on the right point. He got it down low. Kerry Park battles for it and gains possession. Really nice pass out of the corner to size of Gagne. Nice shot up. I turned my head when the save was made. The goalie dropped.
Oh,
Right there.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Or wasn't I turned my head, actually? I was looking to see who made that beautiful pass out of the corner. It was Jack McCamey. Got it to Silas. Silas got the high shot off, and then while I was looking away from the goalie, I heard some cheering behind me. Puck may have come loose, but at any rate, Kerry Park back at it here again. Oliver Scow gets it over to Jackson Reed. You see the slick ice down there. Oliver having a hard time to get it settled for the pass, and then it rolled on Jackson on the shot as well. Finley Dion getting it in deep. Alexander Savage, the third forward on this line down there, checking. Oliver fighting to keep it in along the blue line with Colt Knight and Jackson Reed. And the three of them managed to work together and get that done. Jackson down low, skating around. Good strong head of steam. He's looking who's open, who's open. He sees Finley, gets it right to him. Nice shot from Finley, but Finley was kind of drifting to his right when that puck came to him. That momentum kind of followed him along, and the shot had a nice flutter and rise to it. Those can be deceptive, but took the shot to the right of the net, and the glove save was made by Arbutus goalie. Face off to his right. Sorry, his left, our right. 11:26 to go here in the first. Game seems to have settled down a little bit. As mentioned, Arbutus Club is the favorite coming into this tournament. This meaning they're the highest ranked. I wouldn't say they're the best team. I think the best team is the other team playing here today, but very nice shot here of the Xavier Rasul-Yankovic jersey hanging behind the bench. Oh, no. That one fooling Elliott. He started to save it with his glove and then realized it was actually fluttering over to his blocker side. So he's got his blocker up, but a little too late and fooled him right off the stick there. It had like I said, a strange flutter to it. And I haven't seen him do that all season where he went out with the wrong. You see that happen sometimes. Goalies will start with their glove and then go and blocker and they'll fall it over and make it that way. But that's a major no-no for goaltenders. So he did adjust the right way and try to get the blocker on it. But by then, I think it had fooled him and gotten by. So 3-0 lead for Powell River early in this game. Let's not miss that play by Jasper Smith. Bookmark that one in your mind if Kerry Park's able to come back and win. It looked like that Arbutus Club rusher might have had an open net, but Jasper able to tie him up and prevent what would have been perhaps an early, well, perhaps a dagger even this early in the game as we approached halfway through the first period. 4-0 would have been a pretty big hole to dig out of, but 3-0 is a lot more manageable. Nice turning spin shot by Arbutus Club. Elliott didn't have any problems reading that one. Got his right pad out, made a nice save. I don't think the Kerry Park body language is down at all, and you see it there. It kind of looks like, to me, they're focused in and they're business-minded here. Let's get this turned around and get one on our side. And in fact, I think the two defensemen going up to Roach and tapping his glove says, let's go. We still got a lot of hockey left in this. And the body language I saw from Alexander Savage, Jackson Reed, and Oliver Scow is also determination. So let's see if we can get one here. Jackson Reed almost does. I think that would turn everything right around for this team. If we could grab a goal, 3-1 momentum, let's go. But as it stands, it's 3-0 past the halfway point of the first period. It's still 50 minutes of hockey to go here. So play the right way and see what happens. Jackson turns with the puck on his stick, uses the boards to bank it off towards Alexander Savage. Arbutus Club first to it. They clear the zone. Play back on side with Kerry Park in control of the puck. Alexander Savage and Jackson Reed combining to enter the zone. Puck comes back towards the Gagne. He's not going to be able to get a shot off from there. Pressure from Arbutus Club, so skillfully got it down low, but it ran around right to the left wing of Arbutus Club, who holds on to the stick, and then don't worry about it, Jackson. He couldn't see. He was holding it. He was behind you. That's how you can chirp a ref without getting thrown out of a tournament. Because the player held on to his stick and fell down, but from the referee's angle, it looked like a hooking. So Jackson Reed to the box for 2 minutes. And there was a notice sent out that anybody yelling at the refs from the stands will be asked to leave, not just the game, but the tournament. And I would never do that anyway, but I was just sharing some encouragement with young Jackson Reed there. Also sincere. Oh, let's see if Cole Wakeland can turn one over. As he comes into pressure, and the goalie was a little out of the net, but 3 black jerseys down there, black with green trim and white wave logo, able to clear the zone and get it out. Nice pressure by Cole Wakeland starting that PK. Arbutus Club able to settle in the offensive zone here. Good pressure from De Gagne to mess that up a little bit, but as we saw earlier, they've got skilled players out there able to pass the puck and maintain zone possession. Not this time, since Cole Wakeland gets it out right back in, but the play was offside and touched by Brumwell in the zone leads to a face-off outside the blue line. 47 seconds gone on that power play for Arbutus. Nice job penalty killing by Cole Wakeland. Silas Sagani and the other 2 penalty killers out there as they switch all 4. So now we have Jack McCamey out here taking the draw with Duke Drinkwater to his left, Colton Knight and Finley Dion on the back end. Smartly held by Duke to allow Jack to get back on side, but credit to Arbutus's back checker as well. He got his stick up onto Dukes and prevented a good, clean, hard dump in, allowing Arbutus a cleaner zone exit. Nobody giving him back pressure this time, so Duke able to fire it wide off the board and down. Accommodates a change of one of the skaters. Good job by Duke. Drinkwater come out, get the job done. Not once, but twice, and you know what? Lactic acid's building up in the legs a little bit. Go have a seat and let somebody else jump on there with perfectly fresh legs, and then you'll be fresh for your next chance too. Good job by Duke Drinkwater. Double D, the second D. First D's for defensive. Second D's for Drinkwater. A.K. Drixie. 15 seconds ago in this power play now. Dangerous chance there. When I saw the player setting up to release, I shifted my gaze to Elliott, and I saw him out perfectly positioned. Good angle, good body positioning. Saw the save before it happened, came in, he held it. Good piece of goaltending there by him. 8 seconds ago in this power play to keep this game at a 3-goal deficit. This is obviously a pretty pivotal penalty kill for Kerry Park here, given the score even this early in the game. And great job by all 8 PKers on that one as Jackson Reed rejoins the play. We're back to 5-on-5. 6:45 to go in the first period. Really just a sort of, I would say, 1 in 10 janky start. You know, you take a penalty early on that I can't even comment on it because I didn't see it, but I was looking. You know, it's not that I missed it. I was looking at the play and I didn't see the penalty, so I can't comment on it. Unless it was a phantom call, like I really just didn't see it. And then 10 seconds in, the score right away. Henry Atmore, he's got a good scoring touch from the point there. That one, though, nicely saved by the left pad of Arbutus' goalie. Over to Zariski. He's another offensive talent on the back end. Gathers it up. Nice little touch pass down below to McCamey. McCamey gets it in the slot. Bounces because it was on the backhand of Smith, who was jumping into position just before the pass came. The timing of that pass coming up on him and the positioning of it caused it to skip off his stick, and it must have been cleared from there by Arbutus as it was because they're calling icing. See, we've gained a few viewers since we started. So, as I was just saying, we went down early in this one, 20 seconds in, and then, I think it was still within the first couple minutes of the game, an absolute rifle, roof to the corner. And just like that, it was 2-0 Arbutus Club. And it's one of those things where it feels like they were spotted a couple, And then one other nice goal after that puts Kerry Park down 3-0. We've had some real good answers since then, some good chances. Here's another one. Alexander Savage, as he falls, gets a really nice shot off, forces a save. Didn't miss 5-hole by much, I'll say that. It looked to me like there's a little spot there between the pads of the goalie, but the top of the right pad of the goalie made the save. So I feel like we've been the bearers of a little bit of bad luck here earlier, but championship team, all these teams in this tournament, champions. So nothing's going to be easy. And we I think you're the only person in the arena more relieved than me. I'm like, they're not calling another phantom, are they? I wasn't sure. You get like once bitten, twice shy, right? It's like, are they just gonna call him for skating around now? So it was offside, not a penalty. Play continues 5-on-5. Never mind my confusion. Brady Williams trying to draw a penalty down there. Sorry, my tripod just fell off the ridge of the stairs and down. So William Hamilton grabs the puck, knocked down, grabs it again. From his knees, able to tip out the clearing attempt. So allows his partner, Silas DeGagne, to get over. Those two seem to share a brain, so I'm not surprised to see that. William and Silas working in conjunction there really nicely. There you see it again, right? Nice forecheck by Arbutus to cause the turnover. But that mind meld enough to overcome that, get the puck out. Wakeland dumps it in. He falls down. So Williams or Drinksy will be over to get that. Pressure by them, but nice bank pass out of the zone for Arbutus allows them to come in on the attack. Well played by Colton Knight. Subtle little defensive work there by him. Forces the attacker wide. Nothing there. No choice but to backhand it in deep. And look at that. Shot never came near the net. All started by Colton Knight's good defense there. Nice back by Drinkwater up to Brady Williams. He's so dangerous when he gets down there. I don't care how many defenders are back. We've been seeing him do that more and more and more as the season goes on, and did it again there. Really good defense. So you saw they sealed up. So he settled for a screenshot on the goalie and didn't go, but pretty dangerous opportunity created out of not much by Brady Williams. Kind of becoming one of his many fortes. You look down, you see a 1-on-2. It doesn't look that promising, but you see the number 3 on the back of the Kerry Park skater. And like I said, this season has taught us that can lead to good things. Well, if you just told me the score, I'd feel pretty bleak. But watching this game, I feel like we got a fair bit of opportunity yet. I think this young man's going to get a talking to about shooting the puck clearly after the play, but there's not going to be any penalty out of that, nor do I think there should be, but I think it was intentional. You know what? We got a bonus save out of Elliott. That was a really nice shot. He got his pad out and saved it. It was beautiful. See Quinn McKinnon expressing his appreciation of the call. I'm with him. It's pretty obvious. So Kerry Park going to their first power play. You know what? Add this to your bingo card if you don't have it already. Me saying a pretty pivotal point, even this early in the play. It's just that or in the game. It's just that it is provincials. Everything's magnified. The importance of everything is zoomed, and the way this game has started, I feel like we got two pretty evenly matched teams here, but one's been spotted 2 or 3 goals, and the other one's going to have to battle back. Funny bounce off the boards there. Powell River goes, throwing that one into the slot. Roach quickly back into position, but his team able to gather the puck anyways before Powell River does. Nice defense there. Forces McKinnon to do a nice move. Jasper Smith Nice intangible play to stay on side. McCamey as well. But well played by Arbutus Club. We're seeing some good hockey back and forth there both ways. Minute to go. Kerry Park still looking for its first sustained offensive zone possession. Yeah. Nice play. Good job by them. I think Kerry Park's trying to make out what the players are yelling there. They're clearly communicating clearly to each other. It sounded like block to me, block. So maybe that means maybe it was Silas saying, I'm going to pick the puck and go. So run some interference for me. At any rate, I'd love to hear the players yelling to each other down on the ice. Roach, DeGagne, and I think it was Hamilton down there communicating to each other. Oh, easy to say pass it. He had no opportunity to pass it there. Good job by Ollie. Players all over him. He got himself free enough to get the puck to Alexander Savage. He got it to Jackson Reed. Nice play by Scow. Jackson Reed has it down, or that's Savage has it down low behind the goal line. Look at his patience. He finally found a little window between the four black and green legs of the Arbutus Club defenders. Threw it out in front, but it didn't quite make it through. Okay, penalties over. We're back to 5-on-5 as we approach the final 30 seconds of this period. Strange period from my perspective, as it's a tale of two periods. The 3-0 start for Arbutus Club, and then it's been absolutely even since then. And the game started pretty slow moving, and it's just flown by since then. 10 seconds to play here. Arbutus pushing for one last chance. Oliver Scow down to grab that puck and keep it to the peripheral. Get it out of the zone. That'll be period. That's too bad. If Alexander Savage had a second or two, I think a shot from him anywhere on the ice could go. But all right, Kerry Park, let's go, guys. Come back hard. Woo! So there's going to be an ice clean after every period. So give me a chance as I thought some people might come in late. And if anybody comes in later than this, they're going to miss this sort of introduction to this tournament. We have 12 minutes here. I'll try not to take all of it. I myself, why not give a little background here? So Deb and I and Elliot left Victoria or Vancouver Island on March 9th. We went to Penticton where we watched the Shawnigan Lake Stags play in the CSSHL championships. They went 0-3 in their games there, ending their incredible, amazing, wonderful, but not win-filled season. And from there, I flew back to Ottawa, and Deb and Elliot, I'm going to get to that. Deb and Elliot drove directly here. I was back for service, Alan, so I was in and out. I didn't have a chance to look you up. I actually, I watched the game there. I tried right through to as far as the first period intermission before I gave up on the thought of being able to go to watch with you. I wasn't much in the state of mind to do so anyway, but that was the North Shore Warriors game, the last game. The one with the good camera angles and the nice replays of Bryce from right behind the net. So I enjoyed that a lot too. But it was between the visitation, the service, and then spending the time with friends and family. It was, well, I got 4 hours sleep one night, 4 hours sleep the next night, and literally 60 minutes the next day. So there wasn't spare time to go around there. So yeah, with that 9 hours sleep in 3 days tucked to my back pocket, I got on a plane that was delayed 2 hours out of Ottawa with the snowstorm there, and then flew to Calgary, and it was delayed only 20 minutes out of Calgary, and then that 20 minutes though made the difference in missing the shuttle out of the Vancouver airport out to the southern terminal. So that was a little tight window, but then that plane was delayed 3 separate times until it finally got off the air. And that was an old jalopy of a plane, I tell you. It was funny even being on that thing. I was sitting next to flight attendant, and she said she gave it a 90% chance that we wouldn't be taking off from that point. We did, though. None of us felt great about it. At one point, only one propeller was working, and 3 separate times the whole power just shut off on the plane and everything right back down. So nonetheless, that plane took off. They got both propellers working, got the plane started. It smelled like somebody was pouring gasoline on the inside of the plane, and but they finally took off, and I got here late last night. I got up this morning, familiarized myself with the tournament, which is what I'm about to share with you now. How was that for an introduction? 3.5 minutes of me talking about my flight here, but I'm still getting on board with the living as I come out of my zombie state. It's probably pretty evident, but I'm happy to do this. I thought because the 2011 tournament had been streamed that somebody would be streaming this, and I only found out, in fact, late last night that I'd be. Well, actually, I found out when I walked in the arena for sure, but that I'd probably be streaming. I found out late last night, so I'm actually very happy to do it. It made me a little sad to think that I won't be able to communicate directly to our Kerry Park community here anymore, and it's honestly a privilege that I get to do so. So, hello to my father in Charlottetown and my father-in-law in Ottawa, and everybody else watching. We're really glad to have you here. But more importantly, let's get to the matter at hand, which is the BC Championships. Woo, woo, woo.
What's the channel? YouTube channel?
Kerry
Park U13.
U13 Kerry Park Islanders. The key, though, is to go to the live tab. Continue here momentarily. I want to help one of our viewers tune in.
Good. Excellent. All right, all right. It was a good time. It's not a stressful time.
I am filming. Yeah, I'm just look pile out here. Someone's trying to get on, so I how to do it.
Oh, that was like, really? Me too? It was going okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, and the last 3 minutes, they were all over us. They were, yeah. These are the options for you.
I sent you screen captures if that helps. All right, so the BC Championships. Nice to see the scroll through there. This beautiful facility here. There's actually going to be 2 rinks that this tournament is played on throughout our experience here. This is the bigger one where the Powell River Kings BCHL team plays, and the Regals, which is, I guess, what used to be called Junior B or something. I'm not even sure. So this is a bigger of the 2 arenas. I haven't been at the other one, but this is the nicer of the 2. There's 10 teams in total that have qualified for this tournament from across BC and the Yukon. So they've been split into 2 pools, Pool A and Pool B. We're in Pool A with 4 other teams. So there's us, your U13 Kerry Park Minor Hockey Association Islanders. And we're joined by a team called Winfield, which is actually Vernon, BC. Quesno, which is also the Okanagan.
Yeah.
Arbutus Club, which is who we're facing here. Arbutus Club is a private membership only you say social club? This goes to show how much I don't belong there. In Vancouver. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about numbers, but you could just look it up online. Someone Googled it. It's you pay $60,000 a year, you belong to this club. And the hockey team is only part of the club. They do like, I don't know, whatever people that belong to those clubs do. So my understanding though is that the hockey team is part of that. So there is some question, honestly, I will share this. There is some question on how they qualify as a tier 3 association. I'm sure with those parameters, they don't have a lot of people that register because you register for the club and then you register for the team. So you probably only have your 30, 35 registrants, but as you're just picking and choosing from the community, you're actually grabbing from a much greater catchment. So there is some controversy around that, but it is something I will mention because I think it confuses me and maybe someone can clarify for me who hears this. And then the fifth team in our pool is Whitehorse, which I think is pretty cool. I've never been to the Yukon. Still haven't been to the Yukon, but they're going to come down here and play us. Pool B is the other 5 teams. So that's Greater Trail BC, North Mainland, I think. Squamish. Can you tell I don't know where Squamish is? Just moving on. Powell River. I know Powell River. Terrace, BC. I know where Terrace, BC is. That's up near Prince Rupert, Kitimat, Prince George, that area. So northwestern BC, right beneath the panhandle of Alaska, where it comes down along and inland a couple hours. They had a long drive here. And Dawson Creek. Geez, Pool B. They might be able to call Pool B the places that I don't know. But in our pool again, it's us, this Arbutus Club, Quesnel, Whitehorse, and Winfield, which is Vernon. So each pool being 5 teams, you play a round robin of 4 games. You play each team in your pool once. At the end of that, there'll be a top seed and a second seed. 3rd, 4th, and 5th seeds in both pools are done. So we're promised 4 games in this tournament. And again, the top 2 seeds in each pool go on to a semifinal where the 1 seed will play the 2 seed and the 2 seed will play the 1 seed in the other pools, crossover. The losers go on to play a bronze medal game. The winners go on to play a gold medal game. We have 1 game today. This one, obviously. We have 1 game tomorrow morning. So I call up the schedule here. So obviously we're playing Arbutus Club now. Oh, I can't skip past this. We're going to have a team dinner now that everybody's here and arrived after this. A team lunch, I should say. Thank you very much to Jasper's mother for doing all the legwork on that. And then tonight is the opening ceremonies. And in fact, that reminds me that I skipped something I should share with people watching this that wouldn't know if you weren't here. Last night was the players' banquet. So as a non-player, non-coach, I did not attend, but Elliot told me about it. Cannot agree more with my my executive producer who's texting me back on the island, echoing some of the claims that Arbutus Club is a tier 3 team in name alone. You look at the beautiful spiritual captain's jersey over there on the bench. Zoom back out to game time, let you know that you only have 90 more seconds to listen to me drone on. Last night was a players' banquet. Each team submitted a reel or a movie, a short film on why they are appreciative to be here representing their association. Ours was spearheaded by the same group that does so much. The mostly women behind the scene that aren't credited with all the work they do. Saren T. Smith and Dinica Peterson. And I'm sure I'm forgetting people. I know Donna Dion does a lot and Jessica McKinnon. And I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm forgetting people, but they spearheaded the organization of that and creation of that reel for this tournament. So they short ours and each other team. There were Zoom called in, so video called in best wishes, one from a PWHL professional hockey player and one from Coach Chippy. Depending on your age and your engagement with YouTube hockey, you either really know who Coach Chippy is and you're going, oh my God, that's amazing. Or you have no idea. It was nice that Coach Chippy chipped in and gave some words, and I could tell that meant something to Elliot. And then that's right. We have this game now. We're going to have our team lunch this afternoon. And then tonight is the opening ceremonies. So all the parents will be able to watch and witness that. I find that pretty exciting. They're going to have opening ceremonies tonight. And then our game tomorrow is actually tomorrow afternoon. Let me correct myself. Tomorrow afternoon at 1:30, we're playing Whitehorse. Then the last day, that's right, our 3rd day, we have 2 games. So 4 games in 3 days. Early Tuesday morning at 8 a.m., we're playing Winfield/Vernon. I guess I call them Winfield. We're playing Winfield. That kid's not allowed to do that. Out of the tournament. And the whole team. You lose by disqualification. Not out on the ice before the coach is on the bench. Out of the tournament. Kerry Park wins by disqualification. So Tuesday morning, we play Winfield at 8, Quizno at 5:45. Hopefully, we're one of the top 2 seeds and we go on. And if not, that's the end of our season. As I was walking around the hotel today, the motel, I should say, it's on this very steep hill overlooking the water, the appropriately called Westview. I thought there's no better way for these boys and these families to end this season than together here in Powell River for 3 or more days, taking a stab at the BC Championship. Let's go, guys! Let's go! Woo! Such a special group. As mentioned, I mean, I was in on 1 hour sleep, got in late, had some prep to do for this, fell asleep, but I know that the other parents had a barbecue and social night together, and the kids played mini sticks after the players' banquet, got to bed early to get up here to be ready for this. And with that, you are all caught up as we start the second period of this game. A little more information to share in a second intermission, but that is literally everything I thought needed to get through. Well, I wanted to get through here early to set you up for the context of what's going on here in Powell River. Mind-blowingly beautiful location. So I'd say the opening goal here is going to be an important one. Big difference between 4-0 and 3-1. But you don't control that. You just control the way you play. You can see the boys came out ready. I was really happy to see that. This team doesn't have official letters, but if it did, you know, one would be on the jersey of that McCamey kid, and you could see him rallying the troops. Nice opportunity created by that offensively talented player there by Powell River, who's pretty active in that first period, but really good defense by Kerry Park. First, there's 2 players on him, which made it all the more impressive. He got the pass out, but you saw William Hamilton peel off and take away the trailer. And then his play continues and comes around. William, actually, the aforementioned William Hamilton, I think he kind of caught himself between the puck carrier and the shooter. And before he could commit one way or the other, the pass came out, which is a nice heads-up play by Arbutus club. So it got out to the player in the left slot who got a really nice shot off, and subtle little moment in this play, you know, bookmark that one in your brain next to that play by Jasper Smith, that if Kerry Park can come back, that was one of 2 big timely saves, I'd say, have occurred since we found ourselves in this 3-0 hole. So good job by Roach. With Paul Wakeland coming out here now. Drinksy in the high slot, Williams in the low slot, with Finley Dion on left D and Colton Knight on right D. That's Finley Dion in. Pressing the boards to Brady Williams on the half boards. He kind of tucked it behind him down low towards Paul Wakeland. Those 2 working really well together, working the cycle. Can't believe I forgot the word cycle in a earlier game this season. Cycle. I grew up watching hockey in the 80s and 90s, and I couldn't think of the term cycle. But nice cycle by them. Puck eventually came over to Colton Knight. But now we have a dangerous chance coming down the other way. The shot goes wide right. And now we got Brady coming back with Drinksy. Drinksy letting him know he's open, but they kind of drifted towards each other there. So Brady took the shot, save made, puck coming back. That's too many players, but you could see the referee's head was pointing the wrong way. It really was. You can't call something you don't see. So we might have gotten away with one there. Nicely closed out by Elliot Roach. The Arbutus club player came in, and once his angle had him committed to the left of the goaltender, Elliot came over and shut that door. I was focused on that. I did not see what happened to that player, but their team is filming as well, so we don't need to show that. Did you see what happened, Deb? Tripped and flew into the boards pretty logically. Okay, so he's up on his own. Trainer didn't make it to him. He does seem to be favoring his shoulder, which, to be honest, I prefer to see to head. Oh, just notice here as the coach is calling for a penalty that there is a discussion going on down here, but I know. I think anytime a player's injured, they talk about it. It wasn't Kerry Park pushing the player. You say that on here. So they discussed it, came to the same conclusion, no penalty. Oh, dangerous. Nice shot, but goes up high. Boy, only relative to himself and his own potential. I look at the goalie and see where he is on a scale of his worst to best game, 0 being worst and 10 being best. And looking at Elliot Roach down there, I think he's a 10 out of 10 right now. So, he's going to need to be today. We got to talk this morning. He's going to need to beat this team. Paul will know what this means. This is the Yale of this tournament, so to speak. Or should I say the CIH? CIH won the entire U15 CSSHL Prep Championships. You believe that, Papa? Who saw that coming? First, they knocked off Delta and then down 3-0 against Yale. They came back and won. So that was a bit of a surprise. They're obviously one of the stronger teams in the league. But, we lost a light over there. Did you notice that? The light went off down there. I don't know if that showed up on the camera or not, but I always joke when the lights start to flash, that means they're closing the library soon, but I just realized I outed myself as a nerd. But yes, I'd be in the library until closing time as a young man. They flash the lights and say, you got 15 minutes to get out of here. But then any kids looking and laughing, we didn't have the internet. If you wanted to learn things, you had to go to a library and look at something called an encyclopedia. I used to go in there with a list of questions and search them up. Can't go on Google and just put what's the capital of Stockholm and subsequently get a bunch of ads for IKEA. Oh, wow! Tic-tac-no by Elliot Roach. As Arbutus Club had what I thought was a no-doubter, beautiful passing by them. Nice angling by the pass receivers as well, going into a perfect spot on the ice. Also a perfect spot to shoot from. What vision to get that down low for an easy tap-in back door, but Elliot Roach somehow anticipating that, caught over and made the save. What a beautiful play by all four players involved in that one, and we're still at 3-0 for now. Some save is made, the rebound came out. Elliot sprawled across, but I don't think that second shot even got off. Good goaltending down low by William Hamilton. I think McKinney might have been on that. And de Gagne, whoever it was, Kerry Park. Boy, they're definitely sneaking the player down low. Papa might understand this too after watching that game, and I think Granddad did as well. That 2-on-1 backdoor stretch pass tap in is so unstoppable. If it connects, and it seems like they're trying to do it, and they've gotten close a few times, but Roach making the save on the 1-2 ago, and then that one there not quite connecting. You see de Gagne and Hamilton and Roach celebrating their good teamwork down there. 3 posts and a pretty effective fence they had erected against that Arbutus Club attempt. Face-off kind of scramble, but Arbutus Club comes away with it. Does get it back to the D cleanly after all. Nice support there by, I guess it'd be the right winger, but puck rims up around the boards. Brady Williams turns and shoots it. A little bit too much juice on that. Goes down for an icing, and the face-off will be back in the Kerry Park zone. That 3 looms large, but I feel like the gameplay has really kind of gone back and forth here since then. It's a lot to spot a team that, if you can hang with 50-50, it's a pretty deep hole, but not insurmountable, and especially with this much time to go. So I do like the way the team's playing. They've responded really well. In fact, really well. The body language was determined, workmanlike. You could tell spirits are still high, and it's easy for us to say, of course, as adults, but at this age, this is not the start that you would dream of. And rather than hanging their heads and giving her up, they just come back even harder here. And like I said, that's the heart of champion that these kids have. A lot of traffic in front. Shot tipped on the way to the net, but then blocked by either de Gagne or who he was covering. Didn't make it through to the net, and then they cleared just enough to hit the stick and get out. Nice little lift of the lid there for Kerry Park before that pot boiled over as few plays in that sequence that led to a pretty good opportunity for Arbutus Club. They changed all 5 there smartly as the puck was down in the corner of Kerry Park's defensive zone. So they have 5 fresh skaters. Kerry Park now, as Degagné got the puck deep, able to change out 4 of them. Degagné being the only player still on, but well played by Arbutus Club to anticipate that and get a rush out of it. But then Kerry Park as well recovered. Oh, Oliver Scow does a good job. He kind of got pushed into the blue line, over the blue line, and rather than just giving up, he jumped back out, got onside. Puck found him. He's able to carry it in onside. So has him and Reed and Savage battle for it. Plays onside, allowed to continue. That's Alexander Savage behind the play, puts pressure on, forces a quick release that allows Scow to make an attempt at it. Jackson Reed into support behind him. Arbutus Club coming away now, though. Oliver Scow loses an edge and falls down, but Jackson Reed slows it down, actually keeps the play on side. Let's see. Shot taken. I was going to say that might have worked in Kerry Park's favor as Scow was behind the play. Might have been there for a rebound, but puck didn't find him. Well done that time by Colton Knight to keep it in. Oliver Scow down low. Oh, he stands on the first shot, but he gets off a real good one on the second. But save made by Arbutus Club. Nice passing along the board there by McCamey and Finley Dion. Oh, Savage threw it towards the net with Scow in front. Puck was there and loose with the goalie down, but cleared out harmlessly. Good pressure by them. Kerry Park parents covering their mouths and faces, and the anxiety of this starting to build already. The one standing here that I'm not showing. Real good extended pressure there by Kerry Park. That pass just out of the reach of Jasper Smith, enough for an icing. Gonna settle things down. I think Arbutus Club will welcome that. I'm in a spot reserved for Kings, so I think you would agree that I'm exactly where I should be. Goalie's mom's doing all right. She's dancing off camera there. She's not too nervous. If she can dance. Can't be that bad. Why wouldn't she be nice and calm knowing that he's gonna make saves like that today? Wow. Nice passing by Arbutus Club, though. And again, you see the player trying to stretch on the far side of the goalie to sneak down low. I think that's the most dangerous play in hockey for a goalie. I mean, you could argue a pure breakaway, but and again, real nice save by Elliot Roach. Not a great start for Kerry Park, but I think since then they've been absolutely at least the equal of this team here. As we approach the 12-minute mark of the third period. I don't know if the announcement that was made before this tournament could be made out, but I thought it was a good message that, yes, they're friendly rivals on the ice, but all these kids have, and they're going to battle each other this tournament, but all these kids have earned their way to the pinnacle of a BC hockey season. And I think all 10 teams here are in a position where they should just appreciate this experience, make the most of it, and hopefully, carry a memory of this weekend forward. This week, I'll say, for the rest of their lives. The majority of these kids will never be back at a Provincials with these 10 teams. So it's a special accomplishment, a special experience. And having researched the other 9 teams in this tournament, and including us, get up! There is at least, there is at most one team that might not be up to an elite level. So every game's going to be a tough one. You see that on display there. Really nice shot. crossbar, post, stay where the crossbar and posts meet. Beautiful shot, but off by a millimeter or two. Rebound comes screaming out. Goaltender out of position because he's playing the initial shot. Couldn't get back in time despite lunatic parent behind me here yelling to get up. Couldn't get up and over in time. We've seen him do that throughout this season. Those Superman saves, but not to be the case on that shot as Arbutus buries another beautiful one and makes it 4-0. Still over half the game to go here. So I'm at the point where realistically I start thinking unless we can get one, we can't really start thinking about more than that. I think we'll have to lock it down on the back end and keep that number at 4. So let's just chip away on the offensive side. Once we get one, I'm going to feel a lot better because that'll make me feel like we can get them. Because how can you get 4 or 5 if you can't get one? So if we start with that one, and then it's a more manageable lead as well, I think that's sort of the path back for Kerry Park. Otherwise, even this early in the game, it's starting to feel like a pretty insurmountable lead. So that next goal being the first step in that journey back, as it always is, one step at a time, put the good plays together and see if it's the puck in their net, and that'll let us know we can do it. It might give us a little lift to our spirit. That said, I don't think we're playing any differently than we should be. I see a bunch of kids out there playing good hockey, and the goals going the way they go, which is what happens. Doesn't feel like a 4-0 game to me, but it is. Oliver Scout trying to put it into that. Puck's in front. Jackson Reed's got his driver on that. Pitching wedge, got it up, but not over. Good explosive attack on the puck by him to get his stick on it, to get that puck raised, but blocked by the Arbutus goaltender to keep it at 4-0. If you've somehow found this feed and you're an Arbutus Club supporter, well, why would you have your own? But bookmark that one. If Kerry Park does manage a push that comes back short, big moment there. Oliver Scal putting the initial pressure on nicely, getting a rebound where the goaltender's out of position, which is what you want. Jackson Reed, nowhere near the puck, somehow just absolutely rockets over to it, gets his stick on it, wedges it up, like I said. But the goaltender standing tall in the net made the save. Nice chance there after that. Henry Atmore's shot was blocked, but then the second attempt went in, and a nice save was made by the Arbutus Club goaltender. Yeah, Zariski gets a shot off. It was deflected. I thought it was deflected wide. It actually went off, I think, an Arbutus player and in because they're celebrating around Zariski, which would tell me it wasn't a Kerry Park player that scored it. And just like that, we know that we can score on these guys. Let's get it going. Woo! If you came for a neutral call, this isn't a tournament for you. Way to go, Kerry Park. And like I said, it does feel like a different game now. 3 goals with half a game to go when you got the last one, and you know you can do it with plays like that and consistent pressure, and eventually they go, and eventually that one did go. Lets you know that you can. Let's see if we can get another one here. Some pressure, maybe leading to a power play. It does feel like Kerry Park's been carrying the play more in the second period. Really nice job to get that back to Zariski again by Weston McKinnon and Jack McCamey down low. Puck into the slot dangerously. Shot from there. Good discipline, Jack. Skate away. Good job, buddy. Has to let the ref know that he's skating away from something because he missed it, and he did. So he's a little more attentive next time and maybe quicker on that whistle. Get Kerry Park a power play. If you're wondering why I'm yelling at a kid, actually, they call that subtweeting. I'm subtweeting the ref. Hey, ref, they're pushing us after the play, How much is that going to take before you give us a power play? All right, play continues here. I call it the Crosby principle. You fight through every contact, respect every referee, play the right way all the way through this season. So you've earned up that cred in the playoffs, and hopefully 1 or 2 calls go your way that wouldn't normally. Kawhi Leonard plays the same way in basketball, and you've earned the trust of the refs, and sometimes that'll get you an extra power play here or there. Nice defense by DeGagne as the Arbutus Club player walked into the slot, assisting his goaltender who got over, was in position, and William Hamilton said, actually, Elliot, I got this, and cleared it out. Good job again by those 3. Drinksy in all alone, so he's going to line it up, take a shot, bounces off the Arbutus Club defender, but not at the net. How we got our first goal a moment ago, as I'm sure you know. If you're watching, you're still watching, I think. Nice pass. Cole Wakeland gets it over to Brady. He's from a peripheral position at the end of the shift, so he throws it at the net. But that's gloved down by Arbutus Club and held. No rebounds. Not that shot counts tell this story all the time, but I feel like they do in this game. Arbutus Club again having 2 goals before you had our first shot on 3 shots. But if you're joining late, it wasn't bad. It was just variance, but put us in a hole. And then sort of it seemed like the rest of that period was evenly played throughout. So the shot count favored Arbutus Club after the first period. But I do feel like this second period, the play's been carried more by Kerry Park, although Arbutus Club has created their opportunities as well. And consequently, the shot count reflecting that is up to 16-13 at this point. You hear a lot of noise behind me. There's a collision behind the play that the referee deemed was not a penalty or did not see. That the parents here really feel was Jackson Reed with a nice shot blocker save. Rebound game out to the Gagne. He came in, couldn't throw it in the open net door. There's an Arbutus Club player on him. William Hamilton gets a shot deflected up and over the net. Nice job, Kerry Park. Not working the first time, keeping on the play, playing hard, playing the right way. Keep on it, Alexander Savage. He's putting pressure on right in front of the referee, so he's not going for that. Play continues. Not going for that embellishment. It was what it looked like to me as the player felt Savage's stick on his body and went down. Way to be, Kerry Park! Keeping the pressure on here early. Again, when their first attempts aren't working, they're trying again and again and again and staying with it. Funky little play there as Scow reaching out for the puck was in no position to defend when the Arbutus Club player grabbed it. So he was able to come in, but then good support from behind prevented a goal. Get that puck forward. Here we go. Arbutus Club on a change. He's right. It's just honest. The Arbutus Club broadcaster calling it like it is. Just a terrible, terrible, terrible line change by Arbutus Club. Allowed Kerry Park to attempt to come in down the left wing, but they weren't able to capitalize on that. Arbutus Club calling for a penalty there as Jackson Reed leaned on his player, and so often the case, being a bigger, stronger player, that player went down, but the referee watching that didn't make a call. Oh boy. This time it's Arbutus Club able to benefit from a line change while they have possession. But really nice back pressure there. I wish I could give credit. I think it was Colton Knight. Yeah, indeed it was. Great goal defense by Colton Knight. Oh, Jasper Smith coming in with some really good edge work there. Got a dangerous shot off, but Arbutus Club really good at getting pucks on releases like that. Right at the point of release so that the puck doesn't even hit the net. And we've had a lot of promising situations that were sort of neutralized by that. So credit to Arbutus Club and how they defend in their own end. Weston McKinnon getting a heads up from Jasper Smith. If there's a guy behind him, great job, Jasper Smith. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but my ears did. Told him to watch out, guys behind you. Nonetheless, so that guy was able to sneak up on him and separate him from the puck. And a couple more attempts here to get it back in. Smart decision by Jasper Smith. The natural play there was to dump it in. He saw he had a couple of feet of space, so he jumped up and took them. Earned himself a really good opportunity. Got the shot away. When a save was made, he thought the play was over, so he peeled away, and the puck, I think, might have been loose, or the goaltender was struggling with. I couldn't actually see it. Black on black down there. And looked like we might have had another chance on the follow-up, but save was made. So with just a little less than 4:20 to go, the BC point of the second period, it's 4-1. But, you know, I do think the shots are telling the story in this game, and the shots are just off by 1 now. I feel like since that early, I'm going to call it variance. I feel comfortable calling it variance. Since that early variance, it's been a pretty evenly played game. Nice back pressure there by Zarisky, making for a harder release. Still a really good opportunity on that partial breakaway. Save was made by Roach, and then the rebound on the poke check. But the puck came back to the left point, a long shot in. Save made. Rebound came out to Roach's left. There was a muddle of bodies down there. Obviously, it was an Arbutus player able to get his stick to the puck first and put it in. Elliott kind of showing a little frustration there, shook his head and skated to the corner. Left that one in the corner. No, it's still in his head, so he's going to give it another head shake, shake around. 0-0, Elliott, 0-0. He resets the game. You see he's ready to go. Forget to score or move on. Learn what you can from that play and take that forward. Woo! Keep that, kiddo. That's a souvenir. No, it's yours, buddy. He's tucking it in his sock. He's tucking it in his sock. Oh, he's going to throw it back. You're allowed to keep it, kiddo. You're allowed to keep it. He's throwing it back like a New York Yankees home run ball in Blue Jay Stadium. Yeah, you get to keep it. It's Provincials. Oh, boy. Nice play there by Scow and Roach to neutralize what looked like a very dangerous opportunity. 3:25 to go in the second. It's 5-1. I had to reset as well. Wow. Nice save through traffic for Elliott. As yeah, I'm hearing Charlie's name a lot. Charlie's the captain down there. The other broadcaster calls Charlie a lot. He gets excited when he gets the puck. So it's either his kid or he's a team leader. And I think to see on his jersey and the way he's played, has told you which it is. It's at least the latter. He has been dangerous his game all over it. When he's out there, it seems like the passing is tight, controlled, and disciplined. They don't just give up. They don't just go for low probability shots. They wait till they have good, high probability shots. They've done a good job of that this game. I think the goaltending's been outstanding down there. And to be honest, there's another nice save off a face-off win and shot from the high slot, but on 22 goals, because they didn't count, or 22 shots officially, they didn't count that one. So I'm sure there's others that didn't count. We have 5. They have 5 goals. Wow. Another high probability chance there. Nicely saved by Roach, and Hamilton right on the spot gets the puck behind the net where you want to put the rebound in the first place. Shot there from the point. Not just the body, but the stick tied up in front by Size to Gagne. Elliott Roach with a nice blocker save there. Okay, mom's not dancing anymore. She's got her hands over her mouth, both hands. It's a two-hander level of pressure. Oh, McCamey's so dangerous every time he has the puck on his stick, screaming down the left side, but shot goes wide. I think it's safe to say that in anything this team does, McCamey's going to have to feature prominently. He's without a doubt one of the engines on this team and leaders and superstars. So I don't think there's much chance that we're coming back from 5-1 down there without his name being called a few times. So I was happy to see him screaming down the wing and getting a good chance off, but it drifted to our right up the net. Two minutes to go here in a very entertaining, well-played second period. Deb, was it 3-0 after one or 4-0 after one? It was 3-0, I think, right? You forget? Yeah. It's funny, it all blurs together as one game, but 3-0? So they made it 4-0, made it 4-1, and they made it 5-1. So they've actually outscored us 2-1 in this period to this point. But I think we've had the better opportunities, better pressure. I like the way we're playing. That's important. It's not a one-and-done tournament. But I would think, you're going to have to go 3-1 if you want to go on. Only 2 out of 5 teams advance in each pool, 4 out of 10 total. No call there as Drinkwater's brought to the ice, and some of the fans behind me are calling, what a pass by Brady Williams. Gets it to Silas to Gagne. I don't think that young man on Arbutus is aware of what a big play that block was. DeGagne from there is so dangerous. Nice play by Hamilton. He activates his D knowing that we need points, gets it down low, throws it in the slot off his backhand. Good hockey all around. Problem being, Arbutus Club the equal. Thwarting every nice play, a nice attempt that Kerry Park mounted there. Good job, Kerry Park. Keep it going, guys. Keep it going. That's all you can do. Keep playing. That plays out. I don't think Kerry Park is doing anything wrong here, and especially the second period. I think they're doing a lot right. Those are Arbutus. If you're still watching, Josh, and I hope you do at least through to the roster announcements, I want to let you know that what you wrote is still making me laugh as it goes through my mind here. A 5-word text. It was very, very astute. Oh, a really good catch there. The goalie lost sight of the puck as Dion kind of fooled him with a nice high release. Nice save on the initial shot. Hit maybe the glove or left arm or left elbow of the Arbutus Club goaltender. It looked to me to roll in and off and down in front of him. But he was able to gather that and get a face off before Kerry Park could get to any rebound. All right, we got some line mixing here. We got 30 seconds to go in the second period. Let's throw out a different combination and see if something clicks. Let's see if this sparks this Kerry Park team. We have Jackson Reed on left wing, Jack McCamey at center. He wins a draw cleanly towards Weston McKinnon and Finley Dion on right D. Finley Dion gets it down low. You see Colt Knight in the bottom of your screen playing lefty. He pinches in a little bit. Smart play at this point in the game, 0-0 in the first period. You don't want to do that. Down 5-1 with 30 seconds to go in the second. You do. Smart play by him. You can see it scrambles our players in their defensive position. He's the one up top battling for it. As players sort of scramble to get back into their positions and cover for each other while trying to meet their own defensive responsibilities. They do manage to grab the puck and not give up an opportunity for a counterattack by Arbutus Club. It's going to be a high hill to climb here in a second to get back into this one, but I like the way Kerry Park played, and that's probably the most important thing here. And your dabber's dried out if you've repressed every time I've said next goal is going to be big here. But if we can come out and get the first goal and make it a 3-goal deficit. Oh, you made it. That's nice.
Pardon me?
She made it. That's great. I didn't know you were here. That's awesome.
Here. She is supposed to be in a growing up this week, which is really sick. So, but that's okay. Yeah,
Kitty.
he's been fine now.
Kitty.
Need some fresh air.
It's nice to be up here as like together, right?
I do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to see the siblings here. Like I said, I rolled in late last night. Went right to bed, struggled to write Papa and Granddad as I was falling asleep. If you two are watching and listening, those emails took me about 2 hours, believe it or not. If you go look at it, I think it was a couple sentences and 4 cut and paste, but I kept falling asleep. I'd wake up as like 20 minutes later. I'm like, oh, I gotta finish this. Finish it. I'd fall asleep. So I'm not even aware of who's where in the hotel and who's here with us. But I to finish that thought, I'm seeing a lot of siblings, which is really nice. Regardless of what happens on the ice, like I said, for these 10 teams here, I think it should be a celebration of their seasons and what they're able to accomplish to get here. And being here as a family makes it all the better. Speaking of family, I see some of our Kerry Park family not here. Say hi to them later as time goes on here. So I did mention there was one other thing I was going to share. And that's the team rosters. Oh, you know what? Look at this. We have an interview over here. And in fact, he said it's nice to see you out here supporting your brothers. And so they got the same thing going on there. That's nice. Everybody out here is a winner already, in my opinion. What I want to get to is the roster of this Kerry Park team, because every kid out here should be proud of himself. Let's start with. It's about to announce your son on the roster, though.
I just did play friendly. You're gonna
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Okay. I keep forgetting about those warrants. All right, so the roster today for your Kerry Park Islanders. At number 7, they call him Alexander the Great because that's what he is, Alexander Savage. Under him, we have alphabetically by first name, we have the walking. Sorry, these little girls beside me are distracting. The walking advertisement to be a multi-sport athlete, Brady Williams. Beneath him, we have the 5-goal scorer, one of 2 on this team from earlier in the season, Cole Wakeland, one of 3, I should say, that I remember off the top of my head. Cole Wakeland, Duke Drinkwater, and I'm pretty sure that Jack McCamey did it multiple times, but 5 goals in 1 game, let me clarify. 5-goal in 1 game score, Cole Nichols Wakeland. Underneath him, Captain Composure, number 88, Colton Knight. Jumping back to the forwards, Duke Double D, Drinkwater. In the crease, number 1 in our hearts, number 1 on the ice, Elliot Roach. Covering in front of him, number 5, Finley Dion. At 91, Henry Atmore. 2D, jumping back to that crease. Number 33, Hunter Clutch Campbell. Don't know why they call him Clutch. Tune in tomorrow and see. When the games get bigger, the player gets even better. So they call him Clutch Campbell. Underneath him, I call him the Invisible C or SpaceX because he's the next Rocket, like Rocket Richard. He plays like him, he looks like him, and he finishes like him. Jasper Jack McCamey. Next Jack up, Jackson Reed, number 9. When he feels like it, he takes over a game. And another Jack, or rather Jasper. The human intangible, Jasper Smith. They call him that because he does everything right. Everything you don't notice, he's doing. And if you choose to notice, you go, holy smokes, that kid's a human intangible. Under him, we have Landon Zorro Zariski. He carves him up from the back end. That's why I call him Zorro. You saw that earlier. The only goal in this game for Kerry Park. Zorro Zed, for those of you who get that cultural reference. Then we have the smooth criminal, Oliver Scow, out there stealing goalies' hearts. So they call him the smooth criminal, wanted for theft in every arena of every team we've played this season. Behind him, well, if you watch these games, you notice the winner, Silas Dagagne. He's the foundation back there, anchoring it down with number 17, his goalie partner, William Hamilton, and rounding out the players, Big Mac, Weston McKinnon, the best McKinnon to play hockey in the world, age adjusted, and that's in a world with Nathan McKinnon. Let's give credit to our non-players, the staff on this team. Our head manager is Anthony Bone. Coaches, we have Chris Knight, Darren Van Owen. I'm talking over those girls so you don't hear them saying go Arbutus Club. It's go Kerry Park, but I'm not going to call CAS on them, but to me that looks like child abuse. Raising a child to cheer for their own brother over Kerry Park Islanders, the best team on the planet. Doesn't seem like a nice thing to do to your own child, but who am I to judge? Did I say Chris Knight and Darren Van Owen as coaches, and of course the aforementioned team manager with endless responsibilities, Dinica Peterson, putting together every practice schedule, communication, does so much for this team. Thank you, Dinica. Head coach, the savant, Josh McCamey, Rob Wakeland, and then back to non-coaching staff, Mike Murray and Shane Kendall, the president of Kerry Park Minor Hockey Association. And then, of course, the countless parents, I mentioned a few of them earlier, that do so much for this team that goes completely unnoticed by most, but this team wouldn't function without them, and we wouldn't be where we are without them. I'm a big believer in intangibles, which if you watch this, you probably know, and they set these kids up for success, starting in the home, of course, but I just mean around the team, building team chemistry, making this an amazing experience for these kids, volunteering their time and effort. All right. I'm going to take a little break for your sake more than mine. Oh, you see the 50-50s ballooned up to 43.50. But I'll zoom in here on the big screen here. I know it rotates through, and I heard some cheering there. Oh, you know what? I thought they might have been sharing something that came up for Kerry Park or logo or something, but they're letting the Zamboni driver know what a good job he's doing. That's how great these Kerry Park families are. And I don't know why he's not on, I do have to mention at least one more parent, and that's Jeff Williams. He has been indispensable to these kids. He not only runs Dryland for them, he set up some extra training with beloved team trainer Avi over at Kin Strength that they go to once a week. And he is the king of swag. If you look at these kids and go, man, they look cool. Where did they get that stuff? Like, where do they get those Snuggies and those Snuggies with their number and their name on them and those blankets and all their cool Kerry Park swag? That would be that man, Jeff Williams, who is an indispensable intangible to this team. All right, these kids are coming back early, 3.5 minutes to puck drop. I'll join you then. Rejoin you then.
Not our kids, but so.
I just think that people.
So, boy. I didn't say anything to that.
Okay, thank you to Dawn Reed for covering for me. Normally Deborah does, and I see her just here behind me as I rush in out of breath. I stepped away to go to the washroom and missed the puck drop. Finish the roster read here on the next whistle. Hopefully a Kerry Park goal. Puck comes out to Drinksy, just out of his reach. See, the Zamboni driver did do a good job as the puck is very lively on the smooth surface. Minute and a half into the third period, still 5-1 for Arbutus Club. I'd say the second period belonged to Kerry Park, but Arbutus Club created multiple good opportunities and had a push at the end as well. But I'm proud of that second period and think if we play the third equally, that's all we can do. All right. Is that an icing? It is. So it gives me the chance to end out the reading of our roster
Go, Kerry Park, push hard. Work hard.
with our spiritual captain throughout our season and throughout the rest of this tournament, Xavier Rasul Yankovic. All right, back to the play here. 18 minutes to go in the last period. 5-1 for, did I say Powell River earlier? For Arbutus Club. We're in Powell River, which is mainland BC. They play in the Vancouver Island Amateur Hockey Association, but that's because of geographical efficiency, not geographical accuracy. They're actually on the mainland north of Vancouver, but to get here from Vancouver is 2 ferries. That's the way Elliot and Deborah came up. Coming up, they left Penticton and then drove up to Vancouver. Actually, you take the ferry out of Vancouver, and they stayed on overnight on an island on the way here, and then got up the next morning, did the drive to the next ferry, took that ferry over to the mainland here, and drove up from that ferry landing to Powell River. It's pretty remote here. Most families on this team would have come up island from where we live, maybe 2.5, 3 hours to Comox, and you take a ferry over from Comox, which lands you right in downtown Powell River, which is a 7-minute drive to this arena. Our hotel to this arena is 4 minutes. Actually, I would say this arena to the grocery store, the Starbucks, the Tim Hortons, the you name it, is 4 minutes. Yeah, offside. Caught by the liney. The whistle blows. Face off will come outside the zone. You know, I wish it were a closer game at this point, obviously. Well, obviously, I wish it were a blowout the other way. I'm not saying it's a blowout. It's not yet, that's for sure. But obviously, I wish we were blowing them out. If we weren't, I wish we were winning by a bit, or if we were, it was just a closer game. But I'm not unhappy with how Kerry Park's playing here, and I think it might bode well for the rest of the tournament. We knew this would be a tough game. We knew we'd have to steal this one. We're as good as anybody in the province, and we know that. But an objective third party would say Arbutus Club would be something like an 8-goal favorite coming in. I mean, that's what they beat us by last time. Okay, and we're a great team, and I'd say we probably improved more than anybody in the province as well. So let's call it a 7. If Vegas were putting lines on it or something, you know. I didn't believe that coming through. I don't believe that watching this game now. And I feel like if we're fortunate enough to make our way to where we play this team again, it would be in the championship. And I wouldn't rule us out of that at all, based on what I'm seeing here today. Likewise with Powell River, right? When I look back on that BL championship, they lost 2 games, both times with last minute goals, or 90 seconds, I think was one, and 141 or something. 2 last minute goals and an empty netter. It was the only difference in that entire series. So if we play Powell River again, who's obviously at this tournament, they're in the other pool, so that would be in the semifinals or finals if we were to play them. I also think I have every confidence we can beat that team. In fact, since that 3-0 start, I mean, well, you could do this with anything, right? But this is how I feel. It's only been a 2-1 game for Arbutus Club since then, right? And I feel like it could have gone the other way for us the way we're playing. So that's the most important thing. And hopefully that leads to the results we want. But this one far from over with only 4 minutes gone here in the third period. Within 3 is considered striking range. So realistically, till about 7 minutes left. So work to be done to be sure, but let's see if McCamey can get that started here. He's stripped to the puck, but the intangible in the perfect position to pick that up. Escapes him as well, though. As Charlie comes down with it, shoots. Roach over playing the post well. I'll be honest, if he could have that one back, he would play it about 5% differently. I know that. Maybe saw the helmet go back a little bit. He's like, I got away with a little bit of one there as he was maybe played it 5% imperfectly, but that kind of makes me proud that he's that aware. And even after a nice piece of goaltending like that, he kind of goes, that's the Brady principle. I could have done that even maybe a little better. But he did it well enough to make the save. That's the important thing for this play. Oof. Arbutus Club wins the face-off cleanly. Hard shot. You had a nice view of it here, I think, unless the player was in front of you. I had a good view of it. It went right into his glove. Bounced right out because of the impact of the shot. He tracked through the play down and covered it up. He was sharing about that with me this morning at breakfast, that goalies are trained to track the puck in. And he was talking to me about the importance of tracking. And he said, you don't just track in, you track out. He was talking about a goal that was scored. Oh, yeah, in the CSSHL championships where the save was made and the goalie. Oh, nice save there on a dangerous shot by Wakeland. Well placed by Wakeland. Flash of the glove up by Arbutus to make the save. The goalie made the save, and then instead of sliding to his left post, slid to his right post or vice versa, and the puck had gone the other way, so the net was left open for a put-in. And he's explained to me how tracking the puck through the play is how you can prevent goals like that. So these invisible little things that you don't notice, right? Watching, like every player's doing it out there all the time. Hockey's a simple but infinite game, right? Like every little piece of edge work, every little piece, it's just beautiful. Like how much mostly subconscious genius goes into playing a sport like this. So of course, my connection to my players to goaltending and little things like that, I find that so much insight. And like, you're an 11-year-old and that's going through your head while you're out there. And something you focus on and work on, and then later in the day, see it come to fruition like that is a neat little experience for me that hopefully I was able to share a little bit with you. Brady Williams coming in on the right post here. Those of you got to notice that the post-game report is ready. Fake news. Oh, wow. Does Silas ever have a release? Just had his head up looking for who wanted to release it. Just casually lets it go and comes out like it's a slingshot. Get it back to Silas. Let him have another shot at Jackson Reed's dangerous too, though. Let's see if he can find a release point. He does. No, well defended by Arbutus. So he's holding on. He's looking. Give it to him this time. No, he's still looking for a better option. He gets it over to William Hamilton. William settles it down. Let's see if he gets it back to Jackson. He does. See if Jackson goes for another spin. He's starting to. He's like a NASCAR car out there. Your goalie's name is Elliott. Why are you playing like Chase Elliott? Or for those of you my age who don't know who Chase Elliott is, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And for those of you too old to know who Dale Earnhardt Jr. is, Dale Earnhardt Sr. What she said. No, he was like this. He took my line even. So good indication from the official. While his stick was in the air, had that make contact with his stick? He said it went off his helmet. Yeah. Well, there's your explanation. So his stick was in the air. Had it gone off his stick, that would not have counted as a good goal. Referee right there said it came off his helmet and in. So insult to injury, the Arbutus Club announcer steals my line and says that's using your head. I should have copyrighted that. But with 13 minutes to go here, that makes it 6-1 for Arbutus Club. Puck going up from the goalie's point of view, wide left, high lefts, off a head, a helmet, and into the net. Being a clean goal, and in fact, it would be. So here's the aforementioned Jackson Reed. Body's bouncing off him like the boulder of a player is. So here goes NASCAR again. Left turn, left turn, left turn. Leaves it for Finley Dion, who steps in and gets a good shot off. Surprised me how fast that came off his stick, but hit a body in front, went wide, came to Oliver Scow, who tried to throw it back into the fray, but it was intercepted by Arbutus Club and iced down the rink for a face-off back in their zone. Jennifer. Gabe and Linda here and John. You're Powell River or no? They're watching. Okay, what we missed there was a nice face-off win and a save as the tripod went down the stairs and I caught it. But in fact, I now have this space to use without losing that corner of the arena. So we'll just adjust. It was a nice face-off win, nice shot. Alert save by Arbutus Club's goalie. Oh, nicely played there by Elliott as someone in Ryan got a real nice move in to get a good shot off. 6 goals against, but I've been really impressed with the goaltending today in Kerry Park. Jack McCamey coming in. Oh, nice. Speaking of impressive goaltending, nice blocker save down there by Arbutus Club. Dangerous player going full speed, gets good shot placement, good velocity on the shot, and yet the blocker up to make the save. Just one save, but credit to him for good goaltending there. That's getting it at both ends here now. Landon back up to McCamey, who at the end of this shift, so skillful, just backhands it towards Jasper as he's going off. One touch, kid's 11 or 12 years old. One touch backhand move along pass at the end of his shift. That's some good hockey there from Jack McCamey at the end of that shift. Nice breakout pass there by Finley Dion. Jasper Smith gets it over to his backhand, passes it to Weston McKinnon, who gets it over to Cole Wakeland. Next player on this line able to make his change, that's Jasper. Weston McKinnon, you might have seen that on camera. I'm not sure, but I feel like you would have. I'm watching live here and pointing the camera. I think he skated through your screen. So all 3 forwards now swapped out as we have Cole Wakeland, Drinksy, and Reedy Williams back there covering for Silas DeGagne as the forward lines. And Landon Zariski here, the other D, as he tries to thread his way through. Those of you of my generation might remember Paul Coffey. Plays a lot like Paul Coffey out there, doesn't he? Smooth skating, skill with the puck, good release. That's him there dumping in the puck and going off for a change. Nice smart play by Zariski. He's replaced by William Hamilton with his fresh legs out there. You see him in play right away, right? He has the leg muscle push to be able to make tight turns like that. Come in, take it down low. A lot of black jerseys there if we would be able to get it out to a white one, but it would have been tough with all those sticks down there. Drinksy got it and tapped it in. And I saw the arm go up, so I thought we'd drawn a power play. It looks like Arbutus has. If we could get a touch here. All right, here's your moment of pedantry from goalie dad in his game. He was slightly off angle there. So while people would say that was the biggest save of the game, I can tell you that if he could play that back, he would have been a little bit to his left and made a much more boring save. So it's actually the boring saves that equate to good goaltending, not the flashy ones. That said, nobody's perfect. You see NHL goalies lose their spots like that. I've seen it in the NHL playoffs where goalies lose their spots like that. And it was a nice recovery save with his glove. Good reaction save. Very impressive in its own way. But for him, a grade B save, not a grade A. And on that play, you see the puck repositioned out and across behind him for an easy tap in. I'm calling game. So play it out and play the right way, but it looks like Arbutus Club's going to come out victorious here today. And that was another nice goal by them. Well played, down low. Get the telestrator out for this one. I mean, you saw it yourself, but down low along the line, pushed out into the slot across for the tap in. Elliott made his attack here. I like that. I thought it was a good move at the play. If you just sit back and try to wait till the pass is made and come over adjust, I think you have a less probability of a save than if you stay in attack there, which is what he did. So I think that was good goaltending and a goal nonetheless, and that's hockey. If there weren't goals, no one would watch. A little too much up there today for my liking, but again, I think has been good goaltending on both sides. And I think both teams have played well. And so it's funny to say losing 7-1 in a game that I very much do care whether we win or lose. I'm happy with Kerry Park's play today. 7-1, 7-6, it doesn't make a difference. Well, probably does. It's probably goal differential at some point. But I think the most important thing is the way these guys have played. And I think they've played well. I believe that. And Sue DeGagne agrees with me. I saw that in the chat. Thank you, Sue. And hello and welcome to everybody watching. I'll be honest. I just quickly saw some of the messages. I saw that somebody was streaming as they're driving through a snowstorm. So I tried to describe that last goal like you would on the radio so you could picture it in your mind's eye, which is why I was describing what everyone had just seen. There's a little inside baseball. That's why I explained that in case someone's driving and they hear it's a goal and they want to know what happened. So Arbutus Club continuing to play the right way too. They get some pressure down there. Jackson Reed doing a good job to come back and support from his forward position. Puck actually went off his skate onto net. Elliott stopping that. But again, good back pressure. That's what you want your forwards to do. And puck bounces off, and that's going to happen. And you want your goalie to be alert and attent for that. And that's what happens. So good hockey there. And Kerry Park able to ice it down all the way to the other end. But then Arbutus able to carry it down, get a good shot on down low. On the rebound, Alexander got the puck and shot it back the other way. I failed to mention that we took a penalty after the goal, so we are shorthanded. It is 36 seconds ago in the penalty against William Hamilton. Actually, I don't know. Was it on the goal? No, it wasn't on the goal. I don't know. Anyways, William Hamilton's in the box. So Kerry Park, shorthanded there. Arbutus, not on the first attempt, not on the second attempt, but on the third attempt, able to put it in. This score's starting to look a little uglier than the play in the ice would say, in my opinion. But I mentioned earlier those Vegas bettors. If somebody had Arbutus -8 and they tuned out, they're probably getting a score update and they're running back to their screens. My ticket's alive. My ticket's alive. Such a silly analogy, but if they're going to advertise sports betting everywhere you look these days on professional sports, I might as well make fun of it. It's ridiculous. Awful. These kids are watching NHL and they just get that barraged at them. At least I can mock it. That's it. I had the Kerry Park plus the 8. 7:15 to go here. The shots on goal have really opened up again after a very solid first period. And oh my gosh, good job by McKay. He didn't even get that. Puck's still alive in the slot. And Jasper Smith proving the power of intangibility. How many people would have quit on that play and gone off to the bench even when the initial shot was taken by McKamey and went over the net and bounced back out front? It looked like it was covered. Jasper Smith doesn't give up on a play. He puts himself in the position where you're going to be rewarded 1 in 100 times. That was 100 times. You could see it squirt out to him on our left of the goalie. It wasn't an easy finish despite that. It was a bouncing puck coming at him. He got it and immediately just rebounded it back like an elastic band, taking it in, bam, right back into the net. Beautiful goal by Jasper Smith. putting himself in position on the ice where, again, that's just something that if that puck comes out and no one's there to get it, nobody thinks twice about it. Right? But Jasper put himself in that position. And again, if he put himself in that position, the puck didn't come to him, nobody would think twice about it. But he put himself in position. The puck came to him. He's rewarded with a goal. That's the kind of winning hockey he plays. That's him there again now, coming in on the left wing. McCamey in front. He turns and forechecks. He's a player that does everything. I never want to say everything. Does all aspects of the game textbook. Right? His teammate has the puck down low there. He puts himself in the slot for a pass or a tap-in attempt. And when that didn't work, he's quick to peel off and put pressure on defensively. Never skips a leg movement. Never takes a shift off. Absolute leader. See it on display there. I love this that it's 8-2 and Kerry Park's still playing great hockey. You see it there. Good hustle. Puck turned over, exiting the zone. Finds its way to Cole Wakeland. He lets a shot go. Face off back down low. You know what? I know we got skunked here today, or we're getting skunked. Doesn't feel like it to me, and I'll tell you, it makes me feel better about tomorrow's game, not worse. I mean it. If someone just asked to score, I'd say, 8-2, with 6 minutes to go. But I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling good about the way they're playing. I'm feeling good about what this, more importantly, predicts for tomorrow. If this is going to be a loss, then my focus is shifting to that. And I think if we play this way, again, we're as good as anybody in the province. Give you a reminder who we're, see Coach McCamey over there pointing out to the refs that the faceoff should go down in the end because it was touched by their high stick.
Go, hard play, guys. Go.
Right play, the right boy, Islanders. Yeah, tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 p.m. local time. Hang on, Alexander Savage with a good. But again, Arbutus Club has been doing that all game, taking away very promising shots at the point of release. Something they're doing very well here today. Henry Atmore down there, getting the puck up, kept in on the re-entry by number 19. Yeah, 1:38 p.m. local time tomorrow. Puck's still loose. That's 4:30 Ontario time for our North Bay, Sudbury, Ottawa viewers. Also those in Gatineau. And it'd be an hour later than that in Charlottetown. And the Maritimes. 3 hours later in Florida. 4 hours in the Maritimes and Atlantic provinces. Yeah, that's offside. Didn't feel like an offside play, did it? So Jackson Reed, not aware of that, came into the zone and touched it. So that might be deemed an intentional offside, in which case the faceoff comes back outside your own blue line. If it's deemed unintentional, which is what they've decided, which I think shows some good understanding of game flow. The offside player was on the other side of the ice. Jackson didn't see him. Came in, played the puck. Clearly wasn't playing for a whistle, which is why there's that slight consequence of moving back towards your end. If you're trying to gain an advantage, it's like a defensive play. If there's a breakout coming your other way or something, if you don't play the puck, you take away the advantage from the other team. So the consequence is the faceoff's closer to your end. It's pretty clear that he wasn't aware and he was trying to gain advantage for himself. So they put the faceoff where I feel it belonged. 4.5 minutes to go here in the third. Beautiful facility here. Less vibrant than it was when we played Powell River. If you missed that one, that might have been the most exciting game of the season. We had technical issues throughout that, which seemed to be fixed today to the credit of executive producer Deborah Roach. Thank you, Deborah, for that. I'm told nice Elliott. I think that might have been going wide, but nonetheless, he was down on his right, having had some work over on that side, able to get up, push over, and make a nice glove save to his left. Well, pretty piece of goaltending down there. I'm told by the 65-year-olds, because they told me, women at Starbucks who are Powell River locals, that some people here are pretty excited to have all these cute, awesome hockey kids crawling around their city, right? So when they saw me and didn't know me, they're like, "Are you one of the hockey dads?" I said yes, and they're giving me some of the lowdown here on the 2 rinks here. The other rink has worse Wi-Fi, so let's not take for granted that it will work there. So if you're watching this, I assume you'll be watching our games there. I actually haven't had a chance to look ahead to see which of our games are where, but it is important to note, hopefully after this goal, oh, good attempt by Brady Williams to get that into the front. He had support there. I think it was Cole Wakeland or maybe it was Duke Drinkwater who peeled off to forecheck, but he saw his support there, tried to get it to him. Good attempt, but broken up. Oh, Mike Conley's nice little piece of defense there. I hope that was centered on the camera. Colton Knight calmly comes back, lifts the attacker's stick, separates his stick from the puck, picks up the puck and plays it around to his team. That's what you would film and put on a website of how to defend from behind or beside a player. That was really nice defense by Colton Knight. Again, the little things that you add them all up and you add up more than the other team and you usually come out with a win. So they're still doing those things here today. Like that there. Duke Drinkwater putting the puck where it's not going to be intercepted, but that made it a hard take for Paul Wakeland, who had a head of steam going already. Puck down in his skates. And yet he was able to come up and grab it on the fly. And skate up forward. Nice little skillful piece of hockey by him with 2:34 to go in the game. Oliver Scow. If you overhear the announcer beside me, now he's calling it frustration play. I think that's a pretty good description. Comes up. It's one of their players from behind along the board. I'm glad to see their player was able to get up all right. I think he retaliated a little bit when I turned the camera in my head because I heard their team saying, "Don't retaliate, Elliot." And Elliot didn't. And they made us pay where it hurts the most by winning the face-off on the power play and coming in and throwing it top left corner over Elliot's bicep. Our Elliot Roach trying to make the save. Up and over him. Another really nice goal. Pretty inconsequential to the outcome of this game. Hopefully inconsequential come time for goal differential in the tournament. 9-2 for Powell River. Back to even strength. I forget what I was saying, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't important, so I'll just go back to the game here now. Jasper Smith gains the zone and holds until he has a good outlet. Good patience by him. Allowed Zarisky a nice shot off, and Jackson Reed was in front, and he was in position if the puck had been loose near his stick to bang that in. So good hockey there by starting off with Jasper Smith. Held, and as the players drew in a little bit towards him, it opened up a pass in the to Zarisky. Already mentioned what a nice shot release he has. He let it go, and big body Jackson Reed in front. And if you gave me that script, I'd say there's a good chance it'd be a Kerry Park goal, but rather save in this case, and almost the same thing again there off a nice clean face-off win for Kerry Park. Zarisky got a shot in, but kept out. Savage down there. Nice little backhand to Jackson Reed. He takes a bit of a bump and retaliates a little bit. Either let go or not seen. Henry Atmore up there battling on right D. He's had another good game today, hasn't he? And there you have Jasper Smith with the puck. Again, drawing players in. Let's see if that opens up anyone else. First things first, he's got to get the puck to his forehand so he can pass it, which he does using his backhand. Alexander Savage behind the net. Nice cycle by them. Oh, beautiful hockey, boys. Beautiful hockey. Zarisky up to grab that, but actually saw 4 there. Jackson Reed. He got it over to back to Jasper Smith as these 3 forwards all support and apply pressure and wait for a crease to try to get a good attempt on. Didn't happen, but nonetheless, that's good hockey out there. Atmore contributing and Zarisky led to an icing. So face-off will be back down to our right of the Arbutus goalie as all 5 skaters for Kerry Park have swapped out. DeGonge and Hamilton on our right. On D here, DeGonge to the left, Hamilton to our right. I have to remember the 2 different players. They play as such a unified unit. Brady Williams on left wing. He has a nice backhand pass there to DeGagne, and again blocked by Arbutus Club. They close quickly. You know, one thing this game will do is going to sharpen us up for this game against Whitehorse tomorrow to maybe have quicker releases. I mean, there's just no time and space out there. Mind you, we have quick releases. It's just to their credit. Even quick releases are getting up on. So, but I think this is a nice, we're coming out of this pretty tuned up as McCamey steps in the slot. He wants one go. Nice shot. Nice goaltending, though. I saw that save before the release even, too. Goaltender was in the right position, in the right stance, stayed up until it was time to go down, made the save. Rebound play still live, so it comes back. Let's see if McCamey can make something happen here again. He had no right getting out of the zone. He was covered, but he pyloned the defender. He comes across the slot. I saw, throws it back across his body. How many times have we seen that go in this year? Weston McKinnon in perfect position to follow up on the rebound. The rebound wouldn't cooperate with him, though. Goes wide. He goes over, grabs it, gets it loose to William Hamilton. Hamilton sneaks in. You see Brady Williams covering for him. Good job out there, Brady Williams. As William comes back, that frees up Williams to play his natural forward position, but he looked back on the clock, saw there's 4 seconds left. This game is over. Nice, good, smart hockey. I just got to say it. I don't care. If you think I'm an idiot, you think I'm an idiot. That was a well-played game by Kerry Park. The goaltending was good. The defense was good. The forward was good. I saw good hustle first and foremost, good effort, good discipline for the most part. Really good team culture. They didn't give up. They kept playing the right way. And this isn't a one and done. They now have 3 more games to play to try to win their way into the playoffs, into the semifinals. And I think they're playing the way that gives them the greatest chance to do that. And 9-2 loss. I'm kind of proud of this performance. Arbutus Club's a good team. And despite that score, there was 2 or 3 times in this game where I feel like we might have put ourselves back in a position to compete again. That didn't really happen. They grabbed that early lead 2-0. They added one to that to make it 3-0. And from there, we really never did get back to where it felt 50-50. But we kind of pushed the needle there a few times. And more importantly than that, I think everyone played their best hockey. And you play that game through again, it's not going to be 9-2. So this time it was, and that's okay. Unless goal differential matters. It's just 1 loss. And these men you see coming through, shaking the refs' hands there, have made better adjustments than I could even comprehend myself. Rob hurt his hand punching out a biker last night in North Sydney, so he can't shake with his right hand. He's using his left. Bikers, I'm told, in my headset. Bikers. There was three bikers. Okay. So that's why he's shaking with his left hand. So if you're results oriented, you're not going to like this at all. If you're process oriented, you probably feel a lot like me. But importantly now, we're going for a team lunch, and that's also important for putting this behind us and moving on, and team culture. And then tonight is going to be the opening ceremonies, and won't that be a cool experience? And then we get to come back tomorrow and hopefully put one on Whitehorse, 1:30 p.m. local time back here. I'll see everyone then. Thank you for watching.